I'm sorry, y'all. I was chewing. Listen, happy Saturday. I hope y'all having a good Saturday. Because I did and I am. All right. But we here a little early because I'm going to church tomorrow. Here a little early with trending topics, okay? So it's trending topic Saturday, and the title is simple. It's called Angry People. Angry People. And that's our title tonight. Angry People. We got Ray J and Prince's Love. I'm gonna talk to the ladies for 1.2 seconds and just let you know something real simple. What you see is what you get. It really is that simple. What you see is what you get. 9 times out of 10, a man will show you what your future is going to look like with them. Yes, they will. What you see is what you get. Princess Love, before she married Ray J, showed her that he was for the streets. And let me tell you this, ladies. Even the people that study psychiatry and they became a psychiatrist or a psychologist, they have trouble, respectfully, helping people move past their problems. Why do we think that we're going to get with them and change the history that they had with the 50 other people before them? What miracle you think you're about to do? And come on, Flip, that's word right there. He straight up pushed her in the pool. This is before they said I do, before she had the 2 kids. And some reason, she thought it was a good idea to say I do and to push out 2 of his kids. When she was pregnant with the second kid, he allegedly went on some rendezvous and left her in a whole nother state, pregnant and all. And she thought, what? So now that you finally done and you trying to separate yourself from this man, every time you turn around, he at your house with the shenanigans. It's what you signed up for. And you signed up for a lifetime of shenanigans because you don't have just one, you got 2 of his kids. So the best you can do at this point, Princess Love, is pray every day that this man recover, get some help, get the help he needs. And at some point in his life, becomes a better man. Somebody let me know in the chat, how old is Ray J? He's for the streets. And she is trying to separate herself. And I tell y'all all the time over here, when you find out somebody for the streets, release them where they want to be, back in the streets. There ain't nothing you can do with somebody who is for the streets and want to be in the streets. Send them on their way. Brandy did try to tell her, send them on their way, let them be in the streets. So they had an argument, cops was called. They are a different version of Kim Zolciak and Corey Behrman. Every time you turn around, they calling the cops. Hey, but I guess keep the cops busy. Keep the cops busy. They calling the cops, and the cops got to come over there and do this domestic disputes. You know, shout out to the cops that, you know, have to go through all of this. Every cop is not bad. And some cops really have to go through all these shenanigans, coming over there, hearing the wife's side, hearing the husband's side, and trying to decide what should they do. Thank you, Katrina. Ray J's 44. He got to grow up. He's raising a son and a daughter. Grow up, Ray J. But I honestly believe, and nobody told me, nobody sent me a note, I didn't hear from the streets. I believe he got a lot of demons that he needs to work up out of him. He needs counseling. And he needs it ASAP because he got 2 kids. So we're going to talk about it. Then we're going to have, what is going on with the sports? So you remember the young lady, the track star, running with the baton. She hit a fellow track star upside the head. If that track star says she got a concussion in a fractured skull, as per her doctor, that's what she said, not Diva. The other girl comes out and speaks. She's bawling on the news, a press conference, saying that's not her character. She would never do that. It was a mistake. Well, they done press charges on her. You know, our kids are a product of us, whether we want to accept it, believe it or not. And every time my son call me and he hype, I bring him back down. I be like, it ain't that serious. Let it go. We're going to move on. All is going to be well. It's going to be okay. I bring him back down. I level set. Because you can't live your life up here and expect calmness. Calmness brings calmness. Up here brings up here. And if everybody's up here, there's going to be some mess that's going to go on and go down. So at the basketball game, the losing team, you know how at the basketball game, and I don't know if they do it at all in all sports, because you know I'm not a sports chick. I engage, I watch, but I'm not knee deep in it. Now, at the end of the game, the teams pass by each other, slap hand, no matter who won or who not. It's good sportsmanship. The losing team, one of the players from the other team, they going down doing a nice friendly tap of the hand or whatever, and whoosh, he pushes the guy. I give it to the other guy, though, that got pushed. He put his hands up like this. Don't lose your scholarship. Don't destroy your life. He put his hands up like this. It's a high school game. And I want to say they were the 12th graders, so you're about to go to college. The other team, the guy he got pushed. Put his hands up. I said, well, somebody taught him well. He ain't going to have to get up on no screen talking about I pushed him back because he pushed me. He ain't going to have to cry about his scholarship. Because whatever team saw that, even if I wasn't trying to recruit him, I would tell the people, I would be on the horn, like, who is that? Who was that player? I want him on my team. Because his team won. He got provoked by the other team, and he did like this. That's sportsmanship. That's a player. That's somebody that got their emotions intact. And his other teammates, they didn't come to bum rush or hurt the other guy. They came to stop the chaos. Shout out to that team, the coach, and the parents. He got pushed, clearly. This ain't like the baton situation where you got to slow up, speed it up, look from this angle, hear about this angle, know the rules. He clearly got pushed, and he put his hands up. We're going to talk about that basketball brawl. Let me talk to all the sports parents out there. A lot of people, they live in poverty. They have some kids sometimes, and they look at their kid as their meal ticket. Oh, little so-and-so was born a genius, singing out the womb. And they want to push you in the R&B and the entertainment industry, and they turn a blind eye to all the sinister stuff because you are the meal ticket. Got a kid that could play basketball, soccer, football, whatever. And you push them to the bitter end. From the moment they wake up in the morning, they got practice, then they got school, then they got practice again. They going to bed at midnight, waking up 4 o'clock in the morning because they're your meal ticket. So much so, you will beat up a coach. You will curse out a rep. And all along, indirectly, that is showing your child bad sportsmanship amongst other things. And all of that, because the kid you gave birth to is your meal ticket. And I don't know the numbers. Y'all can tell me in the chat. But they said the percentage of kids that actually make it in the NFL, the NBA, or whatever, the baseball league, the soccer league, is minimal. If you legit trying to help your kid, then you legit trying to help your kid. But if you see your kid as a meal ticket, shame on you, mommy and daddy. It's too much pressure on a kid. Kids should be kids. And kids shouldn't have to say to themselves, I gotta make it so I can buy mommy, daddy a house, a car, a shoe, a biscuit. Kids out here destroying their lives over bad sportsmanship. This girl, the track star, I don't know what the truth is from a lie in that situation, but I do know life destroyed. One day you went to a track meet, the next day you be in charge for simple battery. You in high school about to graduate. You was 2 seconds from going to maybe an HBCU or whatever college, and now you got to hope the community college take you. You crying, your mother crying, your father crying, and you got people in a parking lot talking about, we stand by you. They can stand by you all day long, but that standing by you is not going to pay your college tuition. And unfortunately, because everything goes viral now, you're going to be known as the girl who hit somebody upside the head with a baton at a track meet. We're going to talk about it. Then the last situation we got here is in the airport. Today I went to the doctor, and whenever I go to the doctor, I go somewhere where there perhaps is going to be a wait. On my phone, I like to play solitaire. On my phone, I have the solitaire game. On my phone, I have this app called Audible, and I have a ton of books on there. The time, even if the doctor takes a long time or I'm waiting a long time, guess what? It don't seem as long to me because I'm playing solitaire, or I'm listening to a book, or I'm listening to some music that I like. Are y'all catching that? Find a way to occupy your time so you're not getting so worked up when something is delayed, when somebody is late. You are losing your natural mind. The plane got delayed. I don't know if y'all ever travel, but stuff get delayed. What you gonna do? You gonna lose your mind and start punching people, and then you going to jail? I let very little stuff. If you want to take a tip from the diva, I let very little stuff work me up. No. Now, I don't like it when I have to wait. If you got my appointment is at 11 and you're not seeing me to 2, it's messed up. But I'm not going to lose my natural mind. They was like, you so calm, like when I'm playing solitaire. Well, I mean, I told y'all, no lie, to get my, what do you call that? Real ID at the DMV the other day. Not 1 hour, not 2 hours, 3 hours, and I had an appointment. My appointment was at 11. I left there 3 hours later for a real ID. But I was listening to music. I looked on YouTube and I played solitaire. And when I thought about it then, I said I could have watched the whole movie on Netflix. So this guy at the airport, he's mad about the delay. And he punched a flight attendant in the face. You have got to be dumb, stupid, or both. Got locked up. Banned from flying United forever. All because you couldn't remain calm. People are too angry these days. They need to calm down. Go to a movie. Have dinner with a friend. Talk to some people that love you. Tell some people that you love them. Hug somebody. Good gosh, what is going on? Hug somebody. Hang out with your friends. Take a walk outside. Do something, but why is everybody so angry? Anger management issues. Come on, Best Not BK. It's ridiculous. Yeah, people are impatient nowadays, Flip. I'm calm. Listen, I do not like these self-checkouts. Because if I do that, then I'm going to need Walmart, Target, Macy's, all of them. Give me a W-2 at the end of the year. I'm not going to a self-checkout. They be like, you can check yourself out. No, I harass the people. I be like, I need help. In Jersey, you got to bring your own bag now to carry your stuff out. Then they want you to do the self-checkout. Then they want you to pack your own groceries. Y'all doing too much. I need a W-2. So now, whenever I go to the store, I don't even pay attention to that self-checkout. I get on the line. And I don't care how long I got to wait. Because some of them, they still got the magazines. I be flipping through the magazines. I don't care. But no, I'm not doing manual labor when I'm shopping. Then I got to look up, what's the code for cucumbers? I shouldn't have to do this in no supermarket. They talking about you could look it up and no. Where's the cashier at? Where the cashier at? I'm not doing all this. I'm not looking up. Do you have the organic ones or the regular ones? Is it in a plastic bag or is it in a container or is it loose? No, this is too much. Where's the cashier? And I like talking to the cashier. I like interaction. How you doing today? I'm doing good. What time you get off work? Oh, you get off work later? Well, have a good day. Thank you. Let me bring the people in the building. I done talk too much. Y'all got me yapping. Okay, I done talk too much. I need to bring the people in the building. Y'all know what I need in the chat. I need a what? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is Saturday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title is called Angry People. So you know what, y'all? Be nice to the people in the chat. Be nice to the people on the panel. We just here to have a good time and to speak some truths, okay? And we got Ray J, Princess Love, the Brawl at the basketball game. We got America's Next Top Model speaking out and the situation at the airport. Let me bring the people in. Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, Diva, choo-choo.
Come on now. Hey, Savannah. Hey, Felicia. Hey, Katrina. Hey, Wayne. Hey, Julius.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, y'all. Hit the like button. I'm watching.
Come on now, 48. I'm looking for my next, I don't know, love interest, maybe not. But I have to see. I'm still thinking about it, okay? Listen, let's start. We're going to start with Princess Love and Ray J. Let me say this because a lot of people go through this, and I've been through this all my life. Everybody just mute. I'm hearing some noise. Please mute.
Me.
Okay, yeah. So listen, you know, I love to have fun on this channel. And I also, whenever possible, like to give people some real life tips. And the thing is, when you're breaking up and no children is involved, whatever, it is what it is. When you're breaking up and children are involved, you have got to level up. You have got to do adulting. You have got to put all your feelings aside and figure out how you can do this thing in the most amicable way because you got kids. And you don't want the kids to become jacked up adults. Now, let's get into this story. Hold on, let me share a screen. And I honestly feel like, unfortunately, Ray J, I believe Ray J has some, he got some substance abuse issues, allegedly, so I think. So Ray J detained by cops after a heated exchange with Princess Love. And you know, him and Princess, are going through it. They're going through a divorce now. I don't know when this divorce is going to be final, but it needs to be finalized already. They detained him. They handcuffed him. They put him in a car just probably to separate them, and then they let him go. So we'll talk about that. We'll listen when it comes up. So Ray J and Princess Love get into a heated fight, and we're told things were so bad, police got involved and detained Ray in the back of a squad car. Okay, wait, I think, okay, there we go. Let's listen.
I know, it's okay. Like y'all did everything y'all could. I'm not gonna say nothing. I just want to just be free. Well, thank you. You guys are the best outside. I promise I won't say nothing. It's hurting. I won't call nobody or nothing. Y'all got it on tape. Everything's fine.
Can we ask one last? Sir, do you need to see one of our supervisors?
I don't think.
So want me to go ahead and cancel that supervisor?
Cancel everything. I'm happy that you guys handled it. I'm happy to be here. Thank you guys. All right, thank you.
We're gonna make a publicity card. If you want to wait for it,
Thank you guys.
All right, he said, thank you, God, probably that he didn't get arrested and go to jail, okay? Law enforcement sources tell TMZ Ray J came home from a tour Thursday afternoon, and he and Princess Love started fighting about their pending divorce. We're told Princess called the LAPD, claiming Ray J was being aggressive, yelling, and possibly under the influence. Our sources say when the cops arrived at the house, they detained Ray and slapped on a pair of handcuffs, keeping him in the back. Keeping him in the back of a black and white to de-escalate and figure out what the heck happened between them. After speaking to both parties, we're told police determined no crime had been committed. Ray J was taken out of cuffs, released, and went on his way. Some of Ray's interaction with police were recorded on video and posted online, and you can hear him thank the officers for the way they handled the situation. Ultimately, we're told police took a domestic violence incident report, but again, cops determined there was no crime here, and Ray J was never placed under arrest. Reached out to Ray and Princess, so far, no word back yet. It's a hot, stinking mess. In my opinion, your thoughts?
So you can't go pick up some trash, okay, and then marry that trash. And then once the trash shows you that it's trash, then you want to dump them off on us. No, ma'am. You take your trash to the dumpster and dump it properly, and hopefully you won't let this happen again. I think Princess has been going through a lot. She's went through a lot in this relationship, more than most women should have to go through. I think she needs to buckle down, Buttercup. He ain't gonna change, and rethink her life, because I'm telling you, she has been going through more than anyone else would have went through. Him leaving her in Las Vegas, him putting his hands on her allegedly, it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Him being derogatory, cheating on her and everything. That's too much. And you don't have to stay in a struggling relationship. Trust me, it ain't worth it. Somebody's out there for you that's gonna treat you a lot better.
Thank you, in my opinion. Savannah, your thoughts?
Diva, I agree with you that he is clearly on some type of substance, and this is a battle that he's been having for many years, many years. I agree with, in my opinion, Princess is going to have to separate in every single type of way that she can from this individual. More than so, she's got to protect those two babies physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And this person is completely unhinged. In my opinion, it's a safety issue now, not only for her, but for her children. I wonder why his mother, who was so involved in their careers when they were younger, why she isn't involved, or even the father are not involved with him now. He is very reckless. And I think he's one of those celebrities that unfortunately we're going to hear a story on him and his demise not too long from now, because he's been on a downward spiral for quite some time. I saw an interview he did where, I mean, not even his own sister and niece have a relationship with him. So it's scary. It's not even sad. It's scary. So I think Princess really needs to leave the area wherever she's at and do one of those, like, just, she's gonna have to relocate, reinvent herself, and protect her babies. That's all I got to do.
Yeah, thank you. Wayne, your thoughts?
You know, people make choices. Unfortunately, it might be the wrong choice.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't want to do something about it, don't come crying to people. People want to come crying to people. This, and when you try to give them some advice, well, I think he could change. Well, you not got the kids. Well, for all the reasons you're staying, if that's your decision, I'm happy for you. If you ain't got enough sense to see what's down the road, then you stay there. You made your bed, you lie in it. If you don't want to get it out and make it up, stay there. I'm done.
Katrina, your thoughts?
I'm sorry, she get no sympathy from me. The way that she saw how he treated Tierra Marie and I forgot her name, that got the baby by Fizz. And then she just slapped somebody on the show the other day on Love and Hip Hop Miami, wherever they at.
Moniece.
Monique, yeah. But the one that just had the twins. I forgot her name. She's like she's like a Puerto Rican Asian, whatever she is over there. But anyway, she slapped her about Ray J. You getting mad with Sukiyana about Ray J. So if you don't want this man, why you getting all in your emotions about this man? You on a TV series. You and Ray J play too many games. Princess play too many games. She's not innocent by far. And I'm not saying no man should ever put his hand on a woman. But you saw what he did when he pushed you in the pool. And we're gonna let you drown if you didn't know how to swim. So this is what you married. You thought you was getting a prize. You threw it up in Tierra Marie's face. You did all this stuff, and now it just came back and bit you in the butt. I mean, like I said, I give sympathy to a lot of people, but I saw what you do, and I see what you do. You play a lot of games as well. So if you acting this way, maybe she telling him this and that, and then when he don't get what he want from her, he gets upset. It's a cat and mouse game with these two, and they do this stuff for this done TV series, this whatsoever. So I don't put nothing past Princess as much as I put past Ray J, because Ray J have left you out there in Las Vegas crying. You on the internet crying. He on the Facebook saying he want girls to twerk a twerking party, and you still want to stay with him. So child, both of them need therapy, but she need therapy just as much as he do, because they keep playing that little cat and mouse game. So she's getting what she's asking for. And no, I'm not saying no man should be abusive to a woman. Don't take me wrong, but I'm just saying she puts her own self in that situation because she be egging this stuff on. That's all I got.
Well, I appreciate you, Katrina. Felicia, your thoughts?
Hey, good evening, everybody. Happy Saturday. For those of us who've had a day off, good for us. So I got to agree with Katrina here on this thing here. I think this was all about promotion, because there was two things in that story that wasn't lining up. Or three things. He was on some tour. We don't know about no tour. They have a pending divorce. And the police said there was no issue here. So nobody was hurt. They didn't see no scratches. There was nothing broken. They know they're divorcing, and okay, so I got it wrong. He still lives there. Is that what I'm misunderstanding?
Oh.
I think it's all promotion. I think it's all nonsense. The last time we were up here talking about Ray J and this woman, somebody was videoing him or recording him speaking to his children about this was a performance. That mommy and daddy was making a movie. So maybe this is part 2 of this movie. I'm just saying. I don't know. It's not making sense. I don't think it's real. Okay, I don't think it's real. I'm done.
Julius, your thoughts?
Now, his sister may have had her own issues, but she tried to tell him time and time again. Brandy tried to tell
Did I lose you,
him.
Julius? Can anybody else hear me?
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Okay.
I hear y'all.
We can hear.
Yeah,
Can you hear me
Julius,
now?
are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
We might have lost Julius for a
Hold on,
second.
let me-
All right.
I can
We
hear
can hear
you.
Diva.
We
Oh,
can
y'all
hear.
was hearing him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
we can hear him.
I don't know, girl.
Oh, my God. I couldn't hear him. That's crazy. Tay, your thoughts?
Both of them are toxic because Ray J is a wild child and Prince she ignored the red flag. They both are toxic. If I was Princess, I would leave him the first time. Don't have to worry about put up this foolery right here. But no, she went and go ahead and marry this fool right here and had children with him. And then I feel bad for those 2 babies right there. If I was her, I would pack my bags, divorce him, and take his rights as a father so he wanted to see his children ever again. And that's my thought right there. That's all, Diva.
Ooh, not take the rights as a kid.
But
Go ahead,
Diva,
Julius.
Julius, but Diva, even if she do get a divorce from him, whatever she do, he's gonna get paid for it because he have trademarked her name.
Yeah, he did. He did. Julius, I'm sorry. I was the only one not hearing you. Go ahead.
So, Brandy tried to tell him time and time again. Then she told her time and time again. And he wanted to do that interview how he missed his sister. Well, guess what, dude? Your sister is sick and tired of your shenanigans. She tired. You know, Mr. Willie, Deacon Willie, is tired. Mama Sonia is tired. Everybody is tired of his shenanigans. And everybody but Ray J sees him for what he is. Every time Brandy's career was on a high, here come Ray J, and starting with the music career. Brandy put out a record. All of a sudden, Ray J put out a song. Moesha happened. Ray J came on the show. It got canceled. Anytime, like, he's always been a clout chaser. And I can see why his family is now sick and tired of being sick and tired. He refuses to grow up. He's 44 years old, and he refuses to act like a 44-year-old. He refuses to act like a father of 2. He refused to act like a husband. And, you know, I want to applaud the girl from his show who put him on blast. Like, yo, you were seeing me after filming, so what you talking about when he embarrassed Miss Barry from his show? Who was giving him advice then? Brandy. She tired. Shoot. I'ma say this, and this is from one of his songs. If I got one wish, Ray J, keep us out the dang group chat.
Well, Ray J is 44 and he got 2 kids. Thank y'all for your commentary on that story. And we're gonna roll into the next one. It's the brawl at the basketball game, which is just disgusting. We've been seeing this bad sportsmanship for a while now. And then this particular young man that's on the one team, Apparently his brother is in professional sports. Now, let me just rewind this so we can get this right here. So Tyler Hero's brother Miles ignites chaos with handshake line shove at the high school hoops playoff game. So again, this is high school and it's about preparing to go into college. One NBA star's brother is making headlines on the court for all the wrong reasons. Miles Hero, the younger brother of the Heat guard Tyler Hero, sparked. Let me just pause this. Sparked a handshake line brawl during the Wisconsin high school basketball state playoffs on Thursday. Miles' Whitehall team lost to Waterford 56-49 in a sectional semifinal game, but things exploded when he reached Caden as the teams exchanged pleasantries after the final buzzer. For reasons unknown, Hero said something and then shoved the other guy who was leading the Waterford handshake line as soon as he got to him. What's his name? Miles, who was knocked off balance for a while, stood behind the scoring table with his hands out in disbelief as Hero began drawing at him. So let's see what happened here.
Oh, wow. Everybody but
What a shame. We got another wait, that one went to it went to my other screen, so I won't show that there. There is another angle, but let me continue here and then we can go to the other angle. One of the teammates got a few shoves in before the Whitehall guard needed to be held back by his Whitehall teammates and coaches, and security stepped in. The two teams exchanged shoves before things were de-escalated. The 6'3" Hero is a 3-star recruit, according to 247 Sports. And tell in the 1,000 point in his high school career during the loss to Waterford. He averaged 21.5 points, 5.9 rebounds, and 4.7 assists, and 49% shooting from the field. Hero has scholarship offers from Western Illinois and Cal Poly. His older brother Tyler has carved out quite the NBA career for himself. He is in his 6th season in Miami, averaging 19.2 points, 5.0 rebounds, and 4.0 assists, while shooting 49.8% from the field and 38.1% from the three-point range. The Kennedy product, selected 13th overall in 2019 NBA draft, is a one-time All-Star and won the 6th Man of the Year for 2021-2022. The middle Hero brother Austin just finished up his freshman season at South Carolina. This is horrible with this bad sportsmanship. In my opinion, your thoughts?
So the problem is with him is he thinks he's riding off his brother's image, and he's done got the big head, and sometimes you have to fall and lose to actually know that you are already winning in the first place. I think this is going to be a learning lesson for him. I think that he needs to be set down, put on probation, whatever it costs may be, but he does need some kind of discipline, because if don't nobody check him now, it's going to get even worse when he goes to the NBA, if he's even drafted there. But I will say that this has been going on in the league for a very long time. This unfriendly, really bad sportsmanship in basketball. It's been bad for a while. It was really rough back in the early 90s, but they're trying to put a handle on it. And I wish they would, because it makes it hard for you to want to put your kids in a sport when you have people like this.
Yeah. Savannah, your thoughts?
Diva, this is going to fall on the adults around this player. What consequences is he going to endure? Is he going to be missing some games or practice? Is he off of, the team, losing scholarships, and also the parents, extra chores and things like that? Until these children, just like the ongoing saga of the track star in Maryland, the two track runners here, until these children are held accountable for their poor decision making, we're just creating monsters and future sociopaths that are going to wreak havoc on society. So I want to start seeing some consequences from the adults, coaches, parents, schools, leagues, and then make an example out of them. I'm sick of it, and it's bad enough that the leaders that they see on TV, social media are behaving this way, but we have to protect our children and do better and do right by our children. And it should always start with protecting them at the home, and they have to have consequences for poor decision making. We need to stop coddling. We stopped wiping their butts when they were 2. So it's time to let them fall and skin their knee.
Well, you said it. You said it. All right, now, Wayne, your thoughts?
I agree with Savannah. If he doesn't, have some consequences from this now, it may hinder him in the future even getting on NBA. Also, they need to hit him where it really hurts. I imagine this boy loves basketball. They think he's the star or whatever. He think he's the star, and untouchable. Let him sit out a few games. Make sure he come to every one of the games in his uniform and sit throughout the whole game and watch. I think if this young man knows that, wow, if I pull this again, I know what the consequence is going to be. And it could be even worse. Because there was clearly, bad sportsmanship. And if anybody does want to recruit him and they see that, they may think twice. If he's as good as they say he is, or whatever, and he's the brother of somebody else, and, some coach says, hey, I want him. And they see that, well, let's wait. So he needs to be handled now before he go any further. And they need to do it expeditiously.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. But you know what? I believe this is his senior year because he's already been recruited by colleges. And this was like a semifinal, like playoff game. So, but I don't disagree with you, but there's not many left. But what I see a lot of coaches will do, they will excuse bad behavior in the name of trying to win a championship. Katrina, it's sad, but that's what happens.
Exactly. If he's a good player, the only thing they're gonna make him do is come out and apologize and say that he had a bad moment. If he's the lead player on the team, they would do everything they can to protect him, to get him to win those games for them, regardless on how his conduct is or whatsoever. They will protect that player because they want to win these games. They would do anything they can just to win these games. I mean, that's not the best interest of the child. They look in the best interest of winning games so they can get more kids to come to their school. So he pushed somebody. They're gonna say, okay, well, he had a bad moment. And don't his family got money? I'm quite sure they probably would throw some to them or whatever, to the school or whatsoever, and get grants or whatever. But like I said, when you have a player like that on the team and he's one of the best players on the team, they're gonna do anything they can to protect that player so that player can play them games, so that child can win the games for the school. So the school will have a good they look at this because most people look at like the sports and how the coaches is, how many games coach won, and all this type of stuff. So it happens all the time. The reason why I know it happens all the time, and I've told you about this with Felicia a lot, and Felicia had told me what to do about my grandson. He was winning all the games, but he was bad as shit. I mean, he was he was acting up in school. So instead of them suspending him, they would do in-school suspension or say, well, he'll just do this or so and so around the school because he's winning the basketball games and the football games. And I told my daughter that's not good for him that he's getting away with stuff, because when it gets to reality of when he try to go out and do something again and he can't get away with it, how he's going to react. And so she got a handle on it. Thank you, Felicia. So she had got a handle on it. And like I said, a lot of them do that. So I can see them giving him a smack on the hand and letting him go on by his way. You'll see, but we'll follow this story as you always do, Diva. Thank you.
Thank you. Felicia, your thoughts?
Hey, you're welcome, co-counsel. Opinion, your response was brilliant. I believe you were spot on. If I was listening carefully, Diva, he has two brothers. One's a professional NBA player, and the other one is already playing in a Division 10 school. So my takeaway is he's under a lot of pressure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Yeah, I do feel that, because when you opened up, I think you were talking about the minuscule percentage of people who go on to the NBA. And his brother managed to do that and get there and be quite successful. He won that six man on the bench award. He's been in the league now 6 years. His middle brother is over there playing, and here he comes. So all the hype was, oh, he got to win this game. You got to lead, because your brother's this and your other brother's that. And so the first opponent he sees, he's very aggressive with. So I'm going to take it to mommy and daddy, the coach. I support opinion 1,000%, but I think these parents have to calm down. Like you said, everybody's the meal ticket that came out of your uterus. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Maybe this kid don't even really like basketball. But he don't know what else to do. And he didn't win. He didn't win it for his team. And so he was all in his feelings and all into his emotions. And he expressed them badly. And I agree with Wayne. They need to sit him out. And I would also agree with Savannah. Perhaps the schools that accepted him don't let him play the first year. Maybe he's got to go get some counseling and find some other interest. Because what we saw, because I don't know, maybe the other kid said things to him out there when they were playing. I don't know. But based on what we saw, he was really worked up in his emotions.
He was.
And I really feel very bad for him. Okay. And maybe for the summer, his parents put him in counseling and no basketball at all. He needs to just be deprogrammed from that, because it's not fun for him anymore. There's no joy there.
It's pressure, like you said. I didn't even think.
There's no joy there. There was no fun. This is everything in my future. I believe that was what happened. Oh, and I need to apologize to the panel and to the chat. I am absolutely certain that Baton Betty went for the head. Yes, she did. I'll walk it back. Yes, she did. And I believe she was under pressure too. And it's over for her in the short term. I hope not in the long term, because things are going very badly now. I suspect had she apologized straight up and straight away, she wouldn't be in this position. I think that this kid with the basketball game, he's going to apologize real quick. Yeah, right? Because his parents are going to say, no, we need you. What is that? It was a tech school he wants to go to, and he's going to be on the team. So parents, be smart. Protect your children at all times. And don't let a sport or a creative component or an interest of theirs get them to the place where they're in a situation where emotionally they can't handle. No. Yeah, that was Baton Betty. Yes, it was, Wayne. It was Baton Betty. And like Diva said, with her, what you said to us, Diva, and now she's being charged with assault. Okay.
Woo, it's sad.
Yeah, it is.
But you know what though? Because these recruiters from the school, they come see your final track meet or your final games just to make sure, I guess in their head, they're making the right decision or whatever. And so, like you said, I'm leaning on this, the pressure of it all.
Yeah, because even when Baton Betty was doing the sit-down interview, she very flippantly said, well, congratulations to her. What did she do? She came in runner-up or something like that. So she was still cognizant.
She was.
That she hadn't won. She actually got disqualified. So I think Savannah's absolutely correct. We need to move in a direction where all this stuff ends, and it ends right now because it can get far worse.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Thank you. Tay, your thoughts?
I'm gonna be honest, it's hard to be under your siblings' shadows when it's come for these sports right there. What if this child don't want to play basketball? What he want to be a football player, a doctor or a teacher, coach? That right there. What the kid? You have to ask your child, what do you want to do with your life? But no, like Miss Felicia said, it's under the pressure right there. Because you don't care about what your kid he want to do for his life right there. You just want him put him right there in his old brother's shadow right there, and keep it generation to the generation to play basketball right there. No, I'm not going to have my child to be just like his old brother. I will ask my child, what do you want to do with your life? Do you want to be a doctor? You want to be a singer? Or any kind of that? Right there. That's why I will ask my child right there. That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you. Julius, your thoughts?
Maybe can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe his older brother needs to have a conversation with him. Sit down with the baby bro and have a conversation with him, but this time it needs to be a man-to-man conversation. And maybe his older brother can get to the bottom of what's really bothering his baby brother. Because I'm going to be honest, I seen exhaustion in that boy's face. Like everyone's been saying, the pressure, the image that I have to uphold. And I wholeheartedly agree with Miss Felicia. I don't even think he wants to play anymore. But his parents are not hearing it. And even though it's not his older brother's responsibility, but since he was the one to make it in the NBA and have a successful career thus far, maybe he could be the one to get through to him. And maybe have a sit-down one-on-one with the other player, even though the other player didn't do anything wrong. But a conversation can be had. Because there's more to this than we know. Now, when it comes to Bhutan, Miss Attitude, wannabe track star, the intent was clear. There's no question. But this right here, the boy gonna need some counseling.
Thank you, Julius. Okay, we're gonna roll right into the next story. You know, over the years, what's her name? Tyra Banks got a lot of backlash over this America's Next Top Model. What's her name? Yaya from America's Next Top Model. She kind of spoke out and said, you know what? Forgiveness is everything. I think that with Tyra Banks and with a lot of things, you may have to take the good with the bad if you sat there in the midst of it while it was going down. I thought her response was interesting. I was here for it, and I liked the way that she handled it. So let me go ahead and share screen. So America's Next Top Model alum Yaya DaCosta breaks down her silence on show's backlash and where she stands with Tyra Banks. So many people over the years have been getting, saying that that show was toxic, that Tyra Banks was toxic. And Yaya was at the Essence award show where Tyra Banks spoke, but I'll let you hear her side. Let's listen.
Over 20 years ago, I created a television show called America's Next Top Model. You guys have no idea how hard we fought to bring the diversity to that television show at a time where it didn't exist, to show different beauties, a time when people in the fashion industry were telling me, oh, you putting them girls in the hood on your show? We fought and we struggled, but we made it happen. Did we get it right? Hell no, I said some dumb shit. But I refuse to have my legacy be about some stuff linked together on the internet when there were 24 cycles of changing the world. We all evolved. We all get better together.
Oh, wow. A lot was said and a lot was not said. I feel compelled to speak because ever since that speech aired last week from the Essence Black Women in Hollywood Awards ceremony, my DMs, why y'all acting up? There were so many comments asking all these questions, excited to see some beginnings of accountability, still mad because they didn't hear an apology, this apology that y'all have been talking about for years. And I wanted to share something with you that I shared with some women in the room at this awards ceremony. So what happened was I went to the bathroom once in the entire ceremony. It just so happened to be right before Tyra spoke. Her name wasn't on the program. Nobody knew she was going to speak. It was just like unexpected. By the time I left the bathroom, I got caught in some conversations in the hallway. And then I thought, oh, now is a good time to do the photo studio that they had there. So I went to the photo studio. Tyra was sitting in the room in the corner with her, I think, publicist. And there was no one else in the room except for the 4-person camera crew. What? I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't had a real interaction with this woman since 2004. And the story that I had been telling for so long was a story of trauma. There were so many things that happened on the show, some of which y'all know. Let's talk about manipulative editing and weaponization of girls' weaknesses, from catalyzing body dysmorphia to eating disorders, from anti-Blackness to blackface photo shoots. Like, yes, there was real trauma. And it wasn't by accident, but by design. The goal was entertainment over real world modeling preparation, and especially over mental health. So it's no wonder that tell-all documentaries are coming out and that contestants are speaking after all these years, even decades, about healing from the shock of the experience. To be honest, the most shocking of which did not even air, but we're not going to get into that. Okay. What we're getting into here is forgiveness. This was such an amazing opportunity for me to finally close that chapter as I'm beginning a new one and to model grace. I was so excited in this moment to walk over to her, to reach for her hands, and to greet her with warmth, with gratitude, with love, something that I would not have been capable of. The couple of places that we've been in the past, we did not speak. Probably both pretended not to see each other. It was very awkward, very strange, very irresponsible. And most of all, irresponsible to myself. Because when you're continuing to blame someone for something, you're giving your power away. And I learned that the practice of forgiveness is for me. Can you please give me a tissue? Whew. It's for me. It's for me to be in my power, to know that my life is something that I am creating with every choice, with every dream, with every daydream, with every journal entry, with every conversation. I am speaking my life into existence. So if I keep telling the story of blame, then I'm refusing to take ownership. That I'm refusing to accept that everything that happens in life is not happening to me, but for me. And if that is true, then everything is serving me as long as I'm learning from it and growing from it. When I look back at my journey over these years, I'm kind of mad that it took me so long, but just so grateful that I finally came to this place of freedom. When I saw her, the old me would have been like feeling heat, maybe my heartbeat would have sped up, or I would have tensed, or I would have had a conversation with myself about making eye contact. And well, if she looks back at me, then like all this energy wasted. And when I saw her, I was genuinely excited. And I walked over and we had a beautiful conversation. And no, there's no explicit apology, but you could see in that video, she's sick of people every once in a while bringing up these controversial clips from the show. And not for nothing, but some of the same people who are making these little videos and commentaries about, oh my God, can you believe this happened? Can you believe that happened? Back then, we're watching it and laughing and not really seeing anything wrong with it. Yes, things change. Like she said, we all evolve. Society as a whole is shifting. And so no wonder we as individuals are shifting. But let's not pretend that the show was not wildly successful because its audience base was right up there on the judging table with Miss J, Mr. J, Tyra, Nigel, Nole, all of them. The audience was right up there at that table, judging, feeling good about knowing better, that I can't believe she did that. We all evolve. We are all doing the best we can at all times with the resources that we have. It doesn't mean that we accept abuse, but we know that everyone is just trying to get their human needs met. When I hear this speech, what I hear is courage. It takes courage to get up in front of people and finally say what's been on her mind and heart for so many years, and to insist on recognition for the positive and not just the negative. And she's absolutely right. Before that show, there was nothing like it. It was a pioneer in terms of reality TV in general. It introduced so many people to versions of beauty. There were plus size people on the show. There were trans people on the show. There were gay people. There were men on the show. There were women on the show. It was all entertainment, yes, but the main takeaway is my connection to you all. I'm so grateful for that. I learned so much. I learned so much about myself. It's what motivated me to gain tools to be able to regulate my nervous system. Somehow there's a new pathway to being centered in spite of what's going on around us. That's a life skill. Was like introduced to because of my experience under that level of stress. So yes, the conversation was mostly small talk. Oh, you live in Australia. Oh, you have ice cream. Oh, I have this. I have that. Oh, you saw this movie. A lot of praise and compliments. She told the lady that was with her about the acting challenge on Top Model with Taye Diggs and how they were like, whoa, she can really act. Uh-oh, like this is not fair. And it was just fun to reminisce. Like, it was actually fun. Her mom came in, who I remembered meeting there, and gave me a hug. She's like, oh my God, you look the same. Oh my goodness, you look beautiful. She looks amazing. And then it was time for them to go. And before they went, I just took her into an embrace. And there's the hug that you give acquaintances. There's a hug that you give strangers. And then there's a hug that you get and that you give when words don't suffice. Y'all, I held that woman. And when it was time for the hug to be over, I held some more. And I took a deep breath because I wanted her to feel what it feels like to fully be forgiven, appreciated, and loved. And we offer support in hopes that when it's our turn, that we receive support too. When it's our turn to stand up, and whether it's in front of one person or millions of people, and hold ourselves accountable, that we are received. After that magical moment, I went back into the room. Mind you, I still...
All right, I know y'all sick of her, so I'll stop it. She said she went back into the room. She spoke to her friends, and her friends, pretty much was like, "Where was you? Did you hear Tyra's speech? What happened? We was waiting on the cue for you." And she said, "I forgave her." In my opinion, your thoughts?
I'm glad she forgave her, okay? Because if that's what you wanted to tell us, you went the long route, sis. Let me tell you something. First of all, when the show came on at first, I loved it.
I did.
I thought it was inspiring people, but the level of breakdown that they took these girls through, the cutting of their hair, the telling them their skin wasn't pretty enough, all that, it got to me at a certain point. I was like, do you got to beat people down this much for them to be a model? And my mama told me when I was watching it, she was like, if it makes you feel this bad, why support it? And I stopped watching it because nothing was getting better. And let's be clear, okay? Tyra was in on the joke too, okay? The joke was on us. It was always on us. Our skin, she talked about their skin, their body, their hair, and she used it as a means to write on them or cut their hair and put different kind of body paint on them. I didn't understand that. That had nothing to do with modeling. I felt like it was a better way to do it. Janice Dickinson was a whole joke. I just feel like if you want to tell us something, tell us you sorry, because you tortured us in the process too. I'm pretty sure there were a lot of young people that looked just like Tyra, that looked up to her, and when they saw this show, they completely changed their mind. If this is what modeling is about, I don't want to be a part of it, because it was toxic.
It was. Savannah, your thoughts? And y'all keep going around. I've been drinking too much water. I'll be right back.
Okay. Someone give her a mirror, because I loved this show when it came on, and I stuck on with it for many seasons, although the removal of the two J's, that really upset me. But these women, young ladies at the time, they put themselves through it, and they did it because they felt that they would end up with a contract, and at the end of the program, but they allowed themselves to go through the mental, physical, and emotional abuse that they had to endure. So these, and they were also mean to each other at a point in many of the seasons. So, and it's a competition. While Tyra is not, with clean hands either, but she knew at that time that she had a hit show, and these ladies allowed themselves to be put into the frame or picture that Tyra or the modeling world called for them at that time. So they also have to take accountability. It was choices that they made to participate in the show, to be not fed at times, and have their hair cut in ways that did not flatter them or they were upset with, but they made these choices. So she had me worn out. I tuned out a long time ago, and Yaya used to be one of my favorites, but this was just a lot. I'm not sure why she even had to speak.
Why?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know this woman, but she said it all. And I'm just glad, I'm glad to see when adults can squash something. And decided to live more in love and harmony than hate. You know, so it's squashed. I mean, she was a little lengthy, and I don't think she was finished. But I got the point. I'm done. Katrina, you up?
Okay. Oh God, I thought she was gonna pull out her crystals and start petting the dog. I thought she was gonna burn some incense. But Yaya was a trip on that show as well. She was very sarcastic. And she talking about Tyra, but she was sort of the same way as Tyra, even though Tyra was over the show, because I watched that season. That's the season when Eva won. And she was given a lot of backlash. But anyway, yeah, it's a good thing that two people can settle their differences and all that type of stuff. And Tyra up there saying that they went through so much, but girl, you put the same people through this stuff that you saying that you tried to bring out. So she's just double talking. But anyway, y'all, I'm glad you got some peace, child, and I'm glad your heart is healing and you full of life, and there's nothing wrong with that. You full of peace. You look like you calm. I get it. Um, uh, that's all I got. I'm done. Felicia, you up?
You're over
Thank you,
now,
Katrina.
y'all.
You know, I watched that season as well. And I recall when Eva won, that Yaya had a whole kind of breakdown. She got real nasty. Okay.
She sure did.
Right. This wasn't during the time when, you had the housewives and all these other kind of programming that you would see that often. And that girl went into a whole spin out, and she said some very cruel things about Eva. I wonder if she made peace with her too, or because if I was listening to the first part of her commentary, she says, well, she saw Tyra sitting alone in a room by herself, and well, wow, I decided to go up there and say something. So it took you all this time to speak to her. Yeah, I mean, we have so many forms of communications. So I think it's all BS. Wayne says he's going to go back to finish what you didn't complete playing. Thank you, Diva, for cutting her off, because she reminded me she was a female version of that coach we had to sit through the other night. You just start screaming when you're in the house. You're saying, Lord, do I have a life? Jesus, why am I doing this? Because it gets to be a little painful. But Wayne was impressed because she's a beautiful woman. So, okay, Wayne, you can go back and watch the rest of that BS, but I'm calling BS. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And she'll be back next week with another version. I'm done.
She evolved though, Felicia. She evolved.
Yeah, you can take her on a date. You can take her to the library.
21 years of evolution.
Tay, you're up.
I did watch the American Top Model long time ago, but I stopped watching it long time ago. And I remember Yaya from the Lifetime movie that she did Whitney movie right there. That's I remember her. That's it. Other than that, she was talking too much for me. It was very long. I was like, girl, just get to the point, child, because you was wasting my breath just a little bit right there. It take you for decades to apologize to Tyra, all that stuff right there. It been decades. Other than that, I'm just glad you say all that stuff. Bravo, Yaya. That's it, Diva.
Thank you, Julius. Your thoughts?
Lord have mercy me. I remember watching that. Yaya was a snake that season. I was tuned in at the time. She couldn't stand the fact that Eva won because she thought Eva was below her. I'm only speaking facts. She was just, I seen some of that same energy in her statement. I was like, okay, I'm gonna hear what she has to say. But then I seen that same Yaya that was there throughout season 3. That's when she was on. I'm like, up here she go again. Here she go, playing the role of her life. Like, girl, some of the heat you got back then was due to some of the things and actions that you said and did. Okay, you forgave Tyra. Good, great, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus, pray the Lord, Mary, Joseph, and King George, all of them. Hallelujah, praise the Lord. Anywho, woman up and still take responsibility for your actions that you did during that season. Did you ever reach out to Eva and extended your forgiveness for her because you did her dirty, girlfriend? Oh, right. Well, we're not gonna have that conversation though, right? Okay. You only want to focus on Tyra. No, yeah, it's that same over the top egotistical Yaya from season 3. Girl, miss me, go sit down somewhere, go do your crystals, or go talk to the Lord and everything else. I think even Whitney was over you at that point. You did such a bad job portraying her. Anywho, that's it. That's all.
Thank you. I think she can act. But I'm moving to the last story where this guy loses it at the airport, and everybody has literally just got to calm down. He was mad because the flight was delayed, which is no fault of anybody's. And he decided he was going to punch the flight attendant in the face, and he got arrested and all kind of stuff, and they was clapping his ears. So United Airlines passenger banned after knocking out gate agent at DC airport. He said he's done with the BS and he wanted to go get on a plane that wasn't being boarded. It was just a hot stinking mess. Wait, let me see. Here it is. I want to play the video for y'all.
A local man banned from flying United after an attack on a gate agent is caught on camera. All this happening over a seat assignment. Fox 5's Bob Barner live at Dulles International Airport tonight with the story and the disturbing video. Bob.
Yeah, hey, Kenneth. Truth be told, I know the gate agent who was assaulted here last night. He's a friend, a dear person, loves working for United Airlines. It's a second career for him. The passenger who attacked him last night, well, he was arrested and placed on United Airlines' no-fly list. Take a look at this. Now, this is the video that's blowing up social media and helping police make their case. It's a short clip. A United Airlines ticketed passenger wearing a backpack identified as Christopher Crittenden confronts a United Airlines gate agent, punching him in the face without warning, yelling, "This is BS," and "Who wants to take it first?" Crittenden was arrested and charged with assault and disorderly conduct. Airport police tell me he was also drunk. Sources say Crittenden was mad because his original flight had been canceled and he was assigned a middle seat on his new flight. Reaction from passengers here at Dulles today.
Unacceptable. No reason for anyone to ever punch anyone, period. I don't care.
Oh. Yeah, he's on the no-fly list.
Oh, my gosh. Why did he do that? He apparently was assigned to a middle seat and his flight had been canceled previously.
Wow. That's unacceptable. That is really unacceptable.
He needs to go to jail.
He was arrested.
Yeah, he should have been.
Now, airport police say the accused, Christopher Stewart Crittenden, is 54 years old, from Frederick, Maryland, was released from custody, has a court date next month. According to his LinkedIn and Facebook profiles, Crittenden is a retired Montgomery County Fire Department captain. Efforts to reach him today have proven unsuccessful. In a statement to Fox 5, United Airlines would only say Crittenden has been banned from future travel on United. Now, the gate agent was apparently out cold for a full minute after he was punched. He went to the hospital last night, but was back at work today. I reached out to him to see if he would speak to us, but he said he could not because of airline policy. Guys?
Ooh, so sad. Let me stop sharing. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Now, this man know he was all the way wrong. First of all, nobody goes to their job and think that a customer is going to ever assault them.
Right.
For something that has nothing to do with them. So your flight got changed. It wasn't this man's fault. He didn't change your flight. You got a middle seat. It wasn't this man's fault. And I think the worst part about it is that they say he's a retired captain of the fire department.
Mm-hmm.
I expect more from you. But then I take it back. I'm going to be like Heavenly over here. I'm going to say it and take it back. I feel like he probably was toxic at the firefighter. And I feel like this man has always had aggression, anger problems, and he's always taking it out over somebody else. Now, I feel like if they go back through his jacket over the fire department, I'm pretty sure he's assaulted a lot of those firefighters coming up. And they didn't say nothing in order to keep their job. This man has gotten away with it for so long that he thought he had the privilege to do it. It's sad and it's shameful.
Woo. Savannah, your thoughts?
So first of all, he should be banned from flying on any airline, even Spirit. He should absolutely not be on anyone's allowed to go in on any aircraft whatsoever. That's the first thing that should have happened. Dulles Airport is one of the most stressful airports to fly out of. It's used for a lot of business personnel.
I thought it was DC.
It is. It's in DC. It's called Dulles. Dulles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that airport is where the 9/11 planes flew out of. So that airport has extra security measures. That's why most people go to either Reagan. Some even travel out to BWI to avoid the extra security that you have to go through in Dulles. But it's it's also they need to do something about limiting alcohol intake on these passengers when they get on, because here's another story where alcohol plays a part in someone being assaulted. So they definitely have to start holding these bars and restaurants responsible and accountable for limited drinks to maybe 2 a passenger, and depending on how soon that they have to fly out. I could see his frustrations. I remember being also in that same situation where they changed my seat and I sat in the middle between 2 Samoans, and it was a 5-hour flight. And it was a difficult flight, but they actually ended up moving one of them because I had no space. And that was a big dude. So there is that this person is going to have to pay some fines, and he should be absolutely on all do not fly list.
Yeah, I do agree. So I see what you're saying. That's the name of the airport. Okay. Wayne, your thoughts?
Yeah. Savannah, I always thought that plane came out of National all these years.
No, they came out of Dulles.
Yeah, out of Dulles, yeah. But these airlines ain't playing. And some people can say, oh, well, I'll just fly another airline. Well, some of these airlines go to cities that nobody else go to. Nobody else go to. I think Thief River Falls, Minnesota, someplace like that. Bemidji, some of these places nobody goes to but that airline. And now, in order for you to fly, you have to take a train, a boat, or someplace else to get to another flight. And they can put you on that list faster than you can think. I'll tell y'all a little quick question. I ain't tell you where it was, but anyway, I was on the phone. Somebody wanted to speak to a supervisor. Sure, no problem, because I wasn't giving them the right answer. That's not what they wanted to hear. And they wanted the supervisor. So I'm fine. I'm not going to solicit a supervisor to them. But if they want a supervisor, I said, sure, I get one. I get them on and say, hey, person, this, that, and the other. Oh, wait, okay, we'll just go and send them through. And he said, hi, this is Miss So-and-so, blah, 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 And then she just reiterated that what I told him was correct, blah, blah, blah. And he proceeded to tell her, say, oh, you another one of them smart ninjas. She said, what'd you say? Well, make a long story short, she canceled his flight. She had him banned from the airline. She called the police station where he lived at and reported it as a hate crime. And the police went to his house and made him call back and apologize. I don't know what happened at that, but I was standing there when the person said this. So they don't have no problem. And some of the places where I work, we were the only ones that went there. Go figure.
Katrina, your thoughts?
What airline was this, Steve? I missed that part.
United.
Okay, so he's mad with United with the seat arrangement. Okay, boy. If you fly Southwest, you finna get the same treatment. Normally on Southwest, you can sit anywhere. First class, whatever, they don't hold it. But now they're assigning seats, and now you're gonna have to pay for your carry-ons. So if he's upset about United, imagine how he gonna feel about Southwest when he realized he can't sit anywhere he wanna sit or take his bags on it. I seen he had a little bag on him. You're gonna have to pay for that if you go to Southwest. And Delta gonna make you pay. I think you get one carry-on with Delta. But this is ridiculous. Like, he gave that man a TKO. And when the guy do wake up, I will sue him for everything that he has, because you embarrassed me and you knocked me out. So I will come after your pockets. Not only will you not be able to fly with United, you probably gonna have to purchase over your car, foreclose on or forego your car, because I'm gonna take that too. You embarrassed the heck out this man, and it's not because it was just in the airport. It's viral. Everybody's seen it. That's totally embarrassing. So yeah, I will go after him. I will sue him for embarrassment, for injuries, for PTSD. I would go after him for anything, because that wasn't called for. That was just not called for. It's ridiculous. Yes, airlines. I went through the same thing. They put us on the plane. They told us get back off the plane. They put us back on the plane. Told us get back off the plane. It's a mess. But still, I ain't punched nobody. It's ridiculous. It was in the snow. So it's ridiculous. And the alcohol and whatsoever. And I find it so funny that you can only bring a certain amount of things through TSA. But as soon as you get in the airport, you can go in any one of those little pubs or whatsoever and drink your life away. But you can't bring it through the airport. The airport have it set up so now you just buy it from us and we just charge you more money. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I hope the little man gets some relief and some justice. That's all I got, Diva.
Thank you. Before I come to you, Felicia, so you sometimes, depending upon where you're seated at on the plane, first of all, they have a thing when you check in the day before, pick your seat, right? And then there's sometimes when you pick certain seats, you have to pay extra money to be in that area where maybe there's extra leg room, yada, yada, who. I say all of that to say this. I understand, and I would never react the way he did, but I understand that when you pick a seat and your seat is near the window, sometimes people pick certain seats for reasons. Some people pick the aisle seat. I don't like that seat, but some people pick the aisle seat because they don't want anybody like crossing over them, so forth and so on, or whatever the case may be. And they just like to have that room of the aisle. I prefer window seats because I can always go this way, right? I do not like the middle seat. I just don't. But a lot of times on United, I will pay to have that extra leg room area. So I did that one time, and they swapped planes. So then they swapped my seat. And I said to the woman, I just simply said to her, you swapped my seat. But one, I said, I picked the window for a reason, and I picked extra leg room for a reason. But not only that, I paid more money. So it's not just about you swapping my seat. It's about all the other things that come along with it. I paid extra, right? And so, and how do they make the decision of where they putting whom when they got to swap planes and all this other stuff. Like, if there's 13 people that pick this extra leg room and seat and the smaller plane can't accommodate that, how do you decide who gets what? I don't know. But I do know this. He had a temporary upsetness, got him into a whole lot of trouble. He's a fool. Felicia, your thoughts?
Well, the facts are he ain't got a seat on United no more. Don't give a damn. Okay, he can't sit in the front, can't be in the back. He can't be on the toilet seat. Okay, so it was a done deal. They're like, okay, you had a problem with where you were sitting. You can't come back and get no more seat nowhere. Now, that gentleman, that employee who worked there, he wasn't little. Okay, he was a full-grown man, and he was taken off guard. He was violently attacked.
Yeah.
He was assaulted because he was doing his job.
Yeah.
Now the drunk, okay, yeah, he was drunk. We all looked at that photo. The man was under heavy influence. This is what happened, okay? So the flight gets delayed. It gets delayed. Okay, we got a backlog now. These are how many seats we have left over. You could choose from what we have left over, or we have another flight going out 2 hours from now. Now, I'm not totally familiar with all the mileage between Dulles and where this man was going in Frederick. He could have taken his drunk ass and went down and rented a car and got picked up for drunk driving and been in jail too. So he would have been banned from the airline and picked up for drunk driving. Okay? He wanted too much and was too disrespectful. And the good Lord said, don't put him on this flight, because it probably was sitting him between two people who would not have been able to deal with all of that aggression and all of that reeking of booze and whatever else he was doing. So I'm glad he was banned. No, they don't want him on Southwest. As a matter, they don't want him on Spirit either. They don't want him because it's too dangerous up there when we have these big, burly, violent men want to fight with people inside a little cabin at 30,000 feet in the air. So no. And because the employee could not speak to the reporter, I believe it was also because he already got a lawyer. And congratulations to him for coming out of that as well as he did, and well enough to know you got to get a good lawyer. So there goes his retirement money. He'll get a nice little piece of pension cash, okay? And maybe he won't have to put up with these rude, drunk, violent passengers for much longer. I'm done.
Tay, your thoughts?
The employee did not deserve to get punched in the face because he was doing his job right there. What this dude, what the employee did to him? Nothing. Just doing his job. You probably got mad at work, and then you put your frustration on this employee right there to punch him in the face. And that punch right there it's hard right there. When that employee went down on the ground right there. So I feel bad for the employee. I really do. But that dude who punched him, I don't at all. That's all, Diva.
Thank you, Tay. Yeah, he didn't deserve that. You know what? I think all of these employees, where no matter where you work, when you work in a customer service field and you have to deal with people, I think it is so unfair and not right when they're getting attacked by customers. I mean, we've seen it a lot in these fast food restaurants, fries getting thrown at people, signs, drinks, because something was left out of their bag. The people are too angry. People need to calm down. They need to be zen. I threw y'all in there, even though y'all wasn't feeling her, because she was about calmness and zen, and y'all was like whatever. But I kind of put her in the mix of this to say that we need to calm down. You that angry and drunk, like that's who you are, though, right? Because not only was you drunk, you got anger to you that you cold punched this man, and they said that man was out for a minute. But this man, as he was falling, he could have hit his head on something, and this thing could have been really, really even worse. There have been people that got knocked out. I want to say it had to be maybe a couple years ago. I did a story about the employee at a Home Depot. He was an older man, tried to block somebody from stealing, if I'm remembering correctly. This man fell down. He lost his life. He lost his life because I think when he fell, because the thief knocked him down or whatever, his head hit something. He lost his life. This people got to stop putting their hands on workers. Julius, your thoughts?
The man was out of line, period. The man was out of line, period. The worker, like Miss Felicia said, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. The worker in question, he gonna have a hefty, nice retirement package. And as I was analyzing the video, I'm like, his punch couldn't have been that strong. What? But hearing that he was drunk, and that man possibly could have injured his head or something, because he was just out like quickly. Yeah, that man needs to be on the no-fly list for all the airlines. He could take the bus.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Yes, we heard you. She said, yes, we heard you yawn, Julius. Listen, guys, I appreciate y'all being here. Listen, Ray J and Prince's love, get it together. The young man at the basketball, that's why I like having these conversations with y'all. When I first see the story, I think one thing, right? I have my own personal thoughts, but as I go around and I hear you speak, I'm like, okay, I get a different perspective now. And I'm connecting with all of y'all that said the pressure on this young man, no excuse for what he did, none whatsoever. But the pressure, you got a brother that's in the NBA, you got another brother who's doing well in his college career, and then now you're about to go to college, and everybody had probably even the team, and not directly, because I've seen a lot of coaches when they got player A that is really good, they'll just tell you because they want to get win the game, throw the ball to player A, help player A, give it to player A, and player A is out there for both rounds or all the rounds of the game that they could possibly be in, and they're exhausted, and they feel they take all of that pressure on their back when their team loses. So again, no excuses. I'm just, I connected to what some of the panel said. America's Next Top Model. Now you're reminding me that, oh yeah, Yaya was a piece of work, because I was connected to America's Next Top Model. Towards the later years, I started falling off when it was a mixed bag of people and she was doing all kinds of stuff or whatever. Like they was different and they brought the men in. I wasn't really connected to those seasons, but the early ones I was. And I remember Eva from, America's Next Top Model. And so, Yaya spoke her truth and her awareness and forgiveness and connected to her nervous system and all that. And then this man at the airport, I'm in agreement with everybody, because a plane is a situation where we can't do anything about it once that plane takes off and we're in the air. And whatever happens in the air, you got to deal with it. Okay? Somebody acting a fool, somebody throwing up. There was a story, I just didn't do it, where someone died on the plane. And the other two people that was in that role with that person that died had to sit next to a dead body until they landed, until the flight was over.
Deep, I know you're doing
I think it was Southwest.
You're doing airline stories. There's a story that happened Monday on American Airlines, where the guy got on and said the demon was following him on the plane.
I saw that one, Katrina.
You saw it? Okay.
Yeah, I did. So it's like, but the thing is, once you get up in the air, it's a wrap, right? It's a wrap. Like, so I'm connected with you, Felicia. I bring that up to say I connected with you, that probably I know I'm sorry that this happened to the flight attendant. But probably thank God this man didn't get up in the air, because God only knows what would have happened with his junk butt once he got on that flight and the flight was in the air. And lastly, I want to close out with this. I do think that they need to like cut back on. They got these bars, like even when I've been in the airport early in the morning, the bar in the airport is open. Like they serve 24/7, and then they serve on the plane. I think it needs to be a cutback in all of this alcohol consumption, especially when people are about to get on a flight. But either way, guys, thank y'all for being here. I really appreciate y'all. If you didn't hit that like button on the way in, hit it on the way out. And the best thing that I want to say about tonight, if you didn't get anything else from these stories, is calm down. Calm down. Think about stuff before you do it. Well, Claudette, I appreciate you. Much love. Calm down. Think about stuff before you do it. Show love. Take a pause. I like that, Savannah. Take a pause. Think before you speak. Think before you do. Think before you react. Don't get so upset. Calm down. Bring your nervous system down. Listen, good night and goodbye, everybody. Choo choo.
Do not cheat the diva or strike down Choo Choo and Fifi. Thank